You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Well, the battle lines are drawn, the poll bugle has been sounded, and it's game on in both states. Be it the state of Jammu and Kashmir or Haryana, the gladiators have always also now taken to the poll arena. But one thing is very interesting, viewers, in all of this. In Haryana, even though tomorrow is the last nomination date, the Congress party is yet to announce their second list, about 40 names there. On the other hand, let's cut across now to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, because that is where both the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party in a race to announce populist promises. Mallikarjun Kharge made a populist pitch today. He was in Jammu and Kashmir, promising now 3,000 rupees per month for women head of households, 3,000 rupees per month. 2.1 lakh vacancies to be filed, 11 kilograms of rice per member per family, 25 lakh rupees health insurance, 5 lakh rupees interest-free loans for women self-help groups. Many would call it the khatakhat way of Congress, especially going into state elections where populist promises are made and then possibly struggling to make and meet those promises. But the Congress is not the only one, viewers. Let's cut across right now to the promises made by the Bharatiya Janata Party. 3 days ago, the Home Minister Amit Shah unveiled the BJP Sankalp Patra, promising 18,000 per year to the senior most women in every household. Free LPG cylinder every year. In fact, 2 free LPG cylinders every year. Create 5 lakh employment opportunities. 3,000 yearly through DBT as travel allowance to college students. Tablets, laptops to students studying in higher secondary classes. Triple now the old age widow and disability pension from 1,000 rupees, raising it all the way to 3,000 rupees. Reducing electricity tariffs, lowered by up to 50% for agricultural activities. And of course, the cultural agenda of rebuilding Hindu temples. Both, be it the Congress, be it the Bharatiya Janata Party, in a fight where populist promises are concerned. You can call it Yojana, you can call it Revdi, you can call it the Khatakhat scheme. But ultimately, it means the same thing. Elections becoming highly transactional. That is what we're going to be debating. But before we get on to that, let's get you the latest that is coming in. It is the eve before the final day of nomination for both Jammu and Kashmir as well as the state of Haryana. And joining me for that is my colleague Maushmi Singh, because Maushmi, if you look at the state of Haryana, tomorrow is the nomination day. Haryana yet to come out with its second list with over 40 candidates. Why this massive delay? Is it an attempt to make sure that jinka vote cut jayega, those who haven't got tickets really don't have much elbow room to join any other party?
Absolutely, Preeti. I think that's one of the reasons that, and the most important reason why the Congress has delayed the list. It's almost approaching the final countdown as far as nominations are concerned. And every day, there are several ticket seekers who are calling journalists, frantically calling us to know whether it's today that the announcement or the list will come out. And perhaps, the Congress knows that many parties are being accused of being vote cutters. The Congress feels the smaller regional parties or, the parties like the Aam Aadmi Party would be looking to poach those candidates, those seekers who've not made it to the list of the Congress party. And that's one reason that tonight is the night when probably the list would actually come out, I'm told. Also importantly, Preeti, I'm also told that there will be calls made to the ones who have been shortlisted to prepare, because there's absolutely no time to prepare. So they will be told to do it, do all the homework in the night, so that bang on in the morning they can reach the nomination center and file their nominations. And that will actually save the Congress feels a lot of embarrassment, because there are almost 7 probables in every seat, who are strong probables. They apparently have spent a lot of money, and they were hopeful that they will get the ticket, and perhaps Congress saving a lot of pot breaking, a lot of
Right.
anger of these seekers, perhaps
You know,
by
Mashmi, I
delaying
want
the
to
list.
ask you a quick question because it rarely has ever happened that on the eve of nomination, final day, the party holds back on releasing their list. But the question I want to ask you is, Mashmi, what about the big wigs? Are we expecting Randeep Singh Surjewala to fight, or will a ticket be given to his son? What of Kumari Shelja's camp? Is she happy with the number of seats she's getting? And on the other hand, of course, there's talk of even Deepender Hooda wanting to give up his Lok Sabha seat in Rohtak and fight the state elections.
I know, Preeti, you're from Haryana and your sources are quite deep rooted in Haryana politics, but and I'm sure that you have an idea of what's going to happen. But as I had said earlier, almost all the Haryana MPs wanted to fight the assembly elections. They all had put in a request to the party leadership, including Kumari Shelja and Randeep Singh Surjewala. The subcommittee sent in a note on those important seats saying that the senior leader is interested in fighting. And my sources tell me that the leadership has decided against making any of these MPs contest. So, according to my sources, none of the MPs, sitting MPs of Raj Sabha, one Randeep Singh of Raj Sabha and the other Lok Sabha MPs are getting tickets. So, that's almost certain, I feel. And so there'll be probable the kit and kill uh, who could actually get a chance, and Randeep Singh Surjewala's son could actually feature from Kaithal.
All right, Moshni, one quick question before we let you go. What is the game plan now in terms of the campaign? Because a lot of leaders from Haryana are desperate that Rahul Gandhi comes back, and the focus actually, where the news flow is, now shifts to the Haryana and Jammu Kashmir elections.
That's right, actually, Preeti, but Rahul Gandhi's timing is perfect as far as Haryana leaders or Haryana assembly polls are concerned, because the nominations end and Rahul Gandhi is there to kickstart the campaign. Also, I think that the Rahul Gandhi has started the campaign on foreign soil itself, because he's hogging all the headlines in terms of the policy paralysis accusations or drawing a parallel between the BJP and the Congress is concerned. So I think the Congress party feels that the campaign for the assembly elections has already been started by Rahul Gandhi by making scathing attacks at the BJP on foreign soil.
All right, Moshmi, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you. We're going to come back to you for more updates there. Now, waiting for the Congress's list, because it's coming from all other camps practically. There's maybe a few more names which are going to be expected from the Aam Aadmi Party, but mostly all done. But all eyes on the Congress's second list, because that's the lion's share, 40 seats yet to be announced. And tomorrow is the final day for nominations. Meanwhile, let's cut across now to our political panelists, especially when it comes down to announcements that have been made in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, both by the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sops galore, where the Congress going out on a limb, promising 3,000 rupees per head to one woman per family, 18,000 rupees a year countered by the BJP. Charu Pragya, national spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, joins us, as well as Amitabh Dubey, national spokesperson, Congress. Amitabh Dubey, today it was Mr. Kharge who made, all these announcements. But Amitabh Dubey, the question once again comes, which many ask you, has this khatakat way of politics actually works? Because one of the states where you promise the moon and the stars has now standing on the brink of bankruptcy, unable to deliver, where 20,000 crores of that money is supposed to go in an old pension scheme in Himachal, and they don't have any money. Similarly, you haven't met all your promises in Karnataka or Telangana.
The spate of promises that the Congress party and some other parties have, including the BJP, one has to add, have made, that many people treat as populist, that people in the media call populist, is not happening in a vacuum. It is happening because there is a need. We have a huge problem of unemployment. Demand has contracted despite headline high growth rates for many years. So there is real suffering going on, particularly at the bottom of the pyramid. And therefore, we are responding to a need. The kinds of promises perhaps 10 years ago we weren't making, because the situation wasn't quite so dire. Now, the BJP has also made these promises. And if you look at our announcements today, The one that is potentially an expensive one would be the Mahila Samman scheme, which is a direct cash payment to women. The other policies, whether it's the 25 lakh health insurance, building of hospitals, primary health care, of course, the promise to have an OBC, to defend OBC rights in the state, and so on. These are not things that are going to be what are conventionally expensive. So I would say that we are aware that there is a danger of going too far with populism, and therefore we're being very careful and making selective promises that don't break the bank, and yet they deal with the very serious problems
Mr. Dubey, how
that the
doesn't it
underperformance
break
of the
the
economy
bank?
has
Because many would
resulted in.
suggest even giving 11 kilos of free ration to every family member is also an exorbitant scheme, which the UP government is now getting to grips with.
See, back in the day when we as in the Congress party-led coalition, brought in the Food Security Act, everyone said this is populism, this is ridiculous. Same arguments were being made. When Mr. Modi doubled down on it, suddenly it became a quote-unquote pro-poor scheme that people are not criticizing. There is a need. There is a serious demand from people, and that's what we're responding to.
Well, there is a need, is what you say, but is there money in the banks to meet that kind of need? And that a classic example of that is the state of Himachal Pradesh, where you might say you've inherited most of the debt, but the debt that is still piling up primarily stems from the old pension scheme, which you have promised the people of Himachal and yet to deliver. But Charu Pragya, very quick, the BJP is to call the Congress's way of functioning, especially before an election, khatakhat politics. But you might call it Yojana, or, you might call Arvind Kejriwal's SOPs as Revdi, Congress's as khatakhat, yours as Yojana, but it means the same thing, Charu Pragya. Let's look at the announcement that Amit Shah made through your own Sankalp Patra in Jammu and Kashmir. 18,000 rupees a year for, where women are concerned, tripling, the widows scheme and the other schemes as well.
Good evening, Preeti. The difference between Congress and BJP manifesto promises is that Congress never manages to deliver on any of them. And I can go through this list by list, starting with Himachal Pradesh. You've already given the example of the old pension scheme. They didn't have the money. They knew they had no chances of getting the money. Yet, when it's election time, they make all these promises. We can move to Rajasthan from there. There were promises of the loan waiver, but instead, what did we see? The land of over 20,000 farmers was seized. In Karnataka, they promised free electricity. What happened to that? And going one step further, they also promised women 20,000 rupees. And where did all those promises go? The fact is that whatever they had going on, whether it was the Indira Canteen scheme to supply the food, the Congress is unable to pay off the loan. It has mounted up to 650 crores today. So I think when you come up with these kind of schemes, when you want to say that you want to give life insurance or health insurance cover to a family in Jammu and Kashmir to the tune of 25 lakhs, please tell me this. Isn't Ayushman Bharat pretty much the same thing? Each person is given a cover of 5 lakh rupees. You multiply it by the family. If the family is larger, they actually get more. So this is just a twisting and turning around of words.
Okay.
And this is a situation where whether it is promises of jobs in Karnataka, whether it is unable to pay off the loans.
Charu Pragya, allow me to come in for a rebuttal, because what you say is that you guys deliver, but the Congress doesn't quite deliver. You give the example of Himachal Pradesh, which you are very correct, but allow me to now give the example of this state of Madhya Pradesh, and I'm sure Maharashtra will follow. The Ladli Behna scheme, Charu Pragya, has put the state of Madhya Pradesh in a 4 lakh crore debt. The state of Madhya Pradesh is neck deep in debt. And now, if you look at the state of Maharashtra, Ladli Behna Yojana becomes Ladli Bahin scheme, and the state of Maharashtra, which is again in debt, the promise is quite the same, Charu Pragya. Good for the goose, good for the gander means the same thing.
So, Preeti, there is a difference between counting debt on a state, and that I can count for every single state in the country, and a difference between actually delivering. May I please ask, how many women in Karnataka were actually given 2,000 rupees? May I please ask, out of the promised, how many farmers were given a loan waiver in Rajasthan? The action, the result is zero. It is a net zero, and that is a fact. In Uttar Pradesh, we heard so much talk about this khatakhat scheme, 1 lakh rupees before elections. trying to literally hoping to turn the elections around. What is the result today? There were women lining up outside Congress offices, and Congress slammed their doors shut in their faces because according to them, it was only merely a ploy and posturing before elections, not something that Congress ever intended to deliver on. See, the fact is that today, every single day, Congress makes its image worse and worse. Rahul Gandhi, who's the leader of opposition this time, is in the United States of America, giving one alarming statement after another every single day.
Okay.
That continues to be a problem. Now, this is also the sensitive state of Jammu and Kashmir. First elections after the abrogation of Article 370, their stand on that itself is not clear. Why would the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir support a political party which does not know which way it's headed?
All right. No. Charu Pragya, the fact is, it's very easy to say that it is a fact that the Congress has not delivered. The fact is that both the BJP and the Congress now are in a race of populism. Now, that, how it gets funded is an entirely different question. But you've raised other issues where Rahul Gandhi be in America, or what is the stand of the Congress party in Jammu and Kashmir. Those are entirely different, Charu Pragya. The point that I was trying to make is very clear. What you're doing in
those are important
BJP
points, and Congress must answer that.
But that's not the point, the moot, point of the debate. All right, go ahead, Amitabh Dubey, answer that. Though it's not the moot point of the debate, but go ahead, answer that.
No, so the BJP is real expert. Their great skill is at pushing accountability away for their actions by talking about the opposition. So Jammu and Kashmir today has the highest unemployment in the country, second highest unemployment in the country, highest female unemployment in the country. It has seen deindustrialization while the rest of the country has industrialized since 2019. It's very significant given what their claims are. And they're busy attacking the government and talking about Karnataka here and there. I'll give you an example. They keep talking about Article 370. Our position is absolutely clear. In the statement that we made in August 2019, we are asking for statehood. There is an unelected LG who is running the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the only state in the history of this country which has gone from state to UT. Most states go the other way around. The rights of the people of Jammu and Kashmir are being taken away. So these are our concrete suggestions to deal with that. And what we stand for is statehood. The question of Article 370 is nowhere in the picture. So let's be absolutely clear about that.
All right. Okay.
Jammu and Kashmir. No, that's a very confused stand, Mr. Dubey. Jammu and Kashmir was a state before the abrogation of 370, and for security reasons, it had to be temporarily converted into a union territory. You're well aware of that.
It's a long temporary period.
No. The elections are around the corner. You are aware. Everybody is aware. The elections are around the corner. But at the same time, your stand on Article 370 is still unclear. You don't want to make any comments on that because your alliance partners openly
it's not about,
go around
the sheer
saying
fact
that
is that this debate had nothing to do with Article 370 and the Congress stand for it. But we were talking about something entirely different. But, that's the point. Because political parties love to deflect. But having said that, Amitabh Dubey, would you want to come and answer that question?
Which question?
She asked the stand on Article 370, which you're trying to deflect.
I have just said very clearly, at no point has the Congress party asked for a return of Article 370. Our position was made very clear in the CWC resolution, and we stand by it. What we are asking for today is statehood. Now, when a government is formed with us and the National Conference, there will be a common minimum program. That common minimum program will be very clear what it stands for, what it doesn't stand for.
Now, don't allow him to speak. I'll give you the time.
That's very clear.
Make your point, sir.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that this is a total canard. I would like to also add that the BJP loves to cast aspersions on political parties when they are with opposition. When they themselves ally with the party, suddenly they become reliable partners.
All right.
And I can guarantee you that if there is a confused election result, tomorrow they'll be running after the same parties.
I'll come back to the same point, Charu Pragya. I'll come back to the same point. If you take away the name of the parties and possibly you take away 2 points of each agenda where the Congress and the BJP is concerned, it actually looks like you can swap your manifestos or your Sankalp Patra because it's full of freebies.
So, Preeti, I will again come back to this. And I would pointedly now like to ask the Congress spokesperson his response to what happened to the 2,000 rupees that were promised during Karnataka elections to the women of Karnataka. You did win that election, right? What is the end result? Tell me the delivery of it. Tell me what is the end result on the delivery of the money that was promised in the old pension scheme to Himachal Pradesh. Your track record, state after state, remains the same. If by a fluke you happen to win
the central government. The central government denied the money to Himachal Pradesh.
No, one minute. That's a very convenient stand.
And therefore it sabotaged the proposal intentionally.
No.
Against
it's a
the
very
interests
convenient stand.
of the working government employees of Himachal Pradesh.
Then, okay, so if you're
the
not expecting
Modi
the money, how
government
is it
went
that
and
you're making all
defeated
these
that
Amitabh Dubey, 10 seconds to answer, then I'm closing the show. Make your point, sir, quickly.
I said that in Himachal Pradesh, it was the Modi government that denied the funds to the state government, and therefore it sabotaged the proposal to bring back OPS.
Okay, I need to close because this is going to get into yours versus mine. But the sheer fact, 55,000 crores is the budget for the state of Himachal Pradesh. Imagine out of that, 20,000 crores has been deputed just for the old pension scheme. How much is actually left, for the upliftment of a state which is neck deep in debt? But look at the state of Madhya Pradesh, which is run by the Bharatiya Janata Party. 4 lakh crore debt because of the Ladli Behna Yojana. What happens there? Because both, be it the BJP, be it the Congress, are, like I said, it's poll promises galore, populism. The political parties might not like it, but that is what the word is. The elections becoming highly transactional.